Welcome to the essence of the Creator, and as a new day dawns. Basically, it was my 25th birthday yesterday, the 20th day of ER, which matches my last name, which is Kafir. So I figured it's a good time to reveal the essence of the Creator in all of reality. So, first news is this book got printed, even though it was printed before, but I couldn't really find it, so got another one from Amazon. And it's backwards, but whatever. From 770 to Infinity, it talks about 770 and the importance of how the base of Mikdash is going to descend to 770 from the heavens. Let's take a quick random page opened. What does it say here? A chill in the air, a shofar blast so clear. All around the world, every Jew can hear the call to gather, to move in unison towards the final redemption, a new horizon. The Yechida within us all, a spark of Mashiach's soul, ignites within every act of kindness, a step towards our goal. And as we draw closer, with each breath we take, the third Beis Hamikdash descends, an awakening to make. Very interesting. Basically, the third Beis Hamikdash will descend to 770 Eastern Parkway, as it's explained in depth here, which is really from a talk from the year 57-52 that was given out that has a lot of complex sources based in the Talmud. Well, that's another issue. So, first order of business, basically. So, we got AI to write this whole new way of making Rambam learning more interesting. Possibly. I mean, it's interesting in general for people who understand it. But if someone doesn't understand it well, then maybe they would find an easier way of learning through poetry and intense novels that keep getting better every time because it keeps asking it to improve. So the links in the description to a Google Drive folder. Still trying to get the website figured out eventually, but I'm just opening to a random page, section 191. As the final echoes of the celestial chorus reverberated, I don't even know what to talk about, through the expanse. Yaakov, oh yeah, let's talk about prophecy. Yaakov emerged from the depths of his prophetic vision, his soul aflame with divine wisdom. The celestial symphony still resounded within him, and the messages he had received were etched to the core of his being. So this is talking about the laws of prophecy and the laws of the foundations of the Torah. The Rambam talks about different qualities that a prophet should have, and then how prophecy happens. So after we went through this whole thing in the prophecy with the AI, I finally got to write a bunch of stories about actual prophets. I mean, it's like made up stories, but it's like in the made up stories to say like what prophecy would look like. And I wrote these pretty vivid images. Reflecting on a sacred encounter, Yaakov recalled the precise messages he had heard from the celestial beings. It says that prophets communicate with the certain level of angels. I said earlier, there's 10 levels of angels, one higher than the other, and the lowest level of angels are called men because they're most related to humans and they communicate with humans through prophecy. The creator is the only one that really communicates, but the angels are like vessels through which the creator communicates with people. So that's what the Rambam talks about. So that's what it said in this section of the AI. It says each message carried profound significance and offered guidance for his journey of spiritual growth. Yeah, the Rambam says that prophecy could happen either as instructions for other people or even for a prophet's own spiritual growth. It's possible to have prophecy. And okay, so what does it say? He spoke them out loud, their words resonating with the power of ancient truths. So this is like a made up prophecy it made, but it's interesting that AI would just make these words exactly. So maybe it has something to it. Child of the Otzmus, remember that the purpose of your existence is to manifest the inherent goodness within. Let your light shine forth as a testament to the divine protection that resides within every atom of creation. Pretty intense. So these are all like random prophecies that the AI made up as if from the perspective of an angel, of different angels that are talking to characters in a book. But still, anything could happen. The Osmos has this is another one. The Osmos has granted you the gift of free will. Choose wisely, for your choices shape not only your destiny, but also the destiny of the world. Let righteousness be your compass and compassion your guide. Pretty deep. So there's other ones. So it writes some pretty. So basically, I just pasted the Hebrew text from Wikisource since it's open license, and then I asked it. I mean, just translation, pretty much. I think one time it did a translation. I didn't want it to do translations. Wanted to do like vivid novel writing and or poems, which is pretty intense. What does it say here? Path of Prophecy Unveiled, section 197. In ancient days when truth was sought, Moshe, our leader, faced doubts and fought. Those signs and wonders were his display. Israel doubted their faith and sway. Right, the Rambam says that people believed in Moshe's prophecy not because of the miracles he did, but because of the revelation at Mount Sinai, which it says. But signs alone could not attest to Moshe's prophethood. divinely blessed. For signs can be trickery, mere illusions art, but Moshe's prophecy touched the heart. Right, the Rambam says that just miracles alone can be done through magic and sorcery, and they don't necessarily show that Hashem is one who sent them, because Hashem gives power to evil forces. But it says the reason why they believed in Moshe is because Hashem directly revealed himself to millions of people directly. It wasn't based on the signs of Moshe. It was based on the actual Osmos directly, as it says later. On Sinai's mount, a moment divine. The people witnessed wonders, a sacred sign. Fire and thunder, a heavenly sound. The Otsmus spoke, their faith profound. And Moshe the faithful stood firm and true. The voice of the Otsmus he clearly knew. No longer needing signs, their trust he earned. His prophecy embraced, their hearts discerned. Right. So it says that at Mount Sinai, that's when everyone really knew. And then it wrote like a lot of poems about Mount Sinai. I just wanted to go through one something. Trees tremble, bowing to the cosmic might, unable to withstand this celestial sight. This is section 1283. Souls soar, their earthly bounds united, untied. Embraced by angels, on divine currents they ride. It says that the 600,000 people, or the millions of people there, when they heard the Shem spoke to them, their souls left their body, and then the angels came and resurrected them. Basically, let's go to another random part. In the hallowed presence of Mount Sinai's might, amidst the darkened sky, aglow with ethereal light, a symphony of thunder roars in the heavens above, as lightning streaks across, igniting the mount with divine love. It says there was thunder and lightning, and they saw the thunder and the lightning. Other random part. As the commandments echo through the mountain's core, a covenant is forged forever to explore. The multitudes witness the power of divine decree, their souls awakened, forever transformed and free. Right, as it says, as the Creator spoke the first two commandments, and the first says their souls left their body, and they also internalized the commandments that that caused their souls to leave their bodies after they were resurrected. Basically, that's what it talks about. Pretty intense stuff. But the moment passed. This is section 319. As fleeting as a dream, yet its imprint within me forever it gleams. Oh, this was from the perspective of something from, I think, from a person there. For in that revelation I glimpsed the divine, and in my heart the Osmos will forever shine. And I asked it to actually write the whole revelation from the perspective of the Osmos itself. That's pretty intense. Oh, no, and I also asked it to write it from the perspective of Mount Sinai, which is interesting. The angels of the mountains, with envy and dismay, uprooted themselves in a spirited array. They sought to challenge, to dispute the decree. Why Mount Sinai and not to them, the chosen key? It says that there's other mountains which were like taller. It says that they were quote unquote jealous that the Torah wasn't given on them. So it says that they were jealous and they uprooted themselves from their places to come to Mount Sinai. It says in some of them in the Marsha and the Megillah there in 29a, in the same place that it talks about this in the sources, that it says really the angels of the mountains were jealous, but then I think it still talks about how the mountains themselves were uprooted, because that, but that's a proof for how the synagogues will become uprooted from their places eventually, and I'll go to Yerushalayim. So it says that this is from the perspective of Mount Sinai, section 317. In the presence of thunder and lightning's gleam, I, Mount Sinai, embraced the heavenly stream. The ram's horn resounded its call pure and clear, echoing through valleys, dispelling all fear. Yeah, it says when the Creator revealed himself, there was a huge shofar blast that was heard throughout everything. The Otsmus spoke, his voice like thunderous boom, commanding the people, dispelling all gloom. Have no other gods, his words echoed in my core. A divine decree that I forever adore. It's from the perspective of Mount Sinai. Also, a galaxy writer from the perspective of a tree that was, because it says that all the trees were like drawn backwards from the immense voice of the Creator. Some trees were like shattered. What's this? The Osmus's voice, like thunder, may have shattered me, but through that fracture, his eternal presence I now see. A symbol of strength, of surrender and rebirth. In my brokenness, I found solace and infinite worth. Interesting. Oh, how I long to stretch my branches to the sky, to feel the caress of gentle breezes passing by. But in my splintered state, I find a sacred art, to bear witness to his power, to play my humble part. It's about the trees being shattered. What is this? Page 280, or section, there's no real pages, section 283. A blast resounds, through time and space it rings. From earth to galaxies, the chorus sings. No earthly sound, but cosmic harmony. A universal rhythm for all to see. Right, it says when the Creator spoke, went throughout the whole universe. What does it say after that? Lightning strikes a jagged path of light, illuminating darkness, banishing the night. Realms converge, boundaries start to fade. Where miracles meet, where wonders are made. With voice divine resounding through the soul, Atzmus speaks, unveiling truths untold. I am Hashem, your power, who set you free. Words that shake reality for all to see. Pretty intense. just gonna keep reading this. Trees tremble, bowing to the cosmic might, unable to withstand this celestial sight. Souls soar, their earthly bonds untied, embraced by angels on divine currents they ride. Right, it says after the Creator spoke, then their souls left their bodies, and then they were resurrected by the angels with the dew of the resurrection. It says after they were resurrected, then they were able to internalize the commandments which they were originally not able to internalize. Revived by dew, the essence of rebirth, their spirits awakened, transcending the earth. And as the Osmos continues to impart, their souls ascend to realms where miracles start. Right, because this is only after the first statement of Hashem did their souls first leave their bodies, and then they were resurrected. And then after the second statement, then their souls left their bodies again. So that's what it's talking about now. You shall have no other gods, his decree, a profound restraint, a revelation key. In refraining, they draw forth the divine, essence unbound, where universes align. And what exactly is that thing? Profound restraint. Oh, right, because it's saying that first there's commandments that Hashem tells us to do, to like know Hashem with intellectual knowledge, the first commandment, and the second commandment is to not have any other gods, not have any other, not to think that any other thing else has unique power and dominion. So it says when Hashem commands us to do something, that refers to drawing the divine light into the world itself to elevate certain things. But and then it says that when Hashem says not to do something, that draws down a higher level of the light that is beyond the world, as explained in other places. The point is that when we do things, we draw down light in the world and elevate the world itself. When we refrain from doing things that we're not supposed to do, then we draw down a higher level of the light, which nullifies that part of the world. Like it says at the beginning of creation, the infinite light was shining everywhere and the world couldn't exist. So then Hashem had to hide the light so that the world could exist. So if not for hiding the light, the world couldn't exist. It means that relative to that light, it's like so infinitely greater than the world. So when we refrain from something, then that draws down that infinite level of light into the world and nullifies the bad things in the world. So let us remember this sacred scene where heavens meet earth in harmonious gleam. In the depths of our souls, the Atmos resides, revealing miracles as our spirit guides. So this is all AI written based on the Hebrew text of the Rambam. And after I kept on trying to get it to improve itself every time, every time it said something, I said like, okay, make it better, better, and it kept on going. And I mean, it's debatable how good it actually is, but I mean, it's pretty intense. Page section 303. In the hushed presence of Mount Sinai's embrace, a momentous scene unfolds, veiled in celestial grace. A miraculous fire descends from the heavens above, hovering atop the mountain, a symbol of divine love. Right? It says there was a divine fire hovering over the mountain, etc. Thick clouds shroud the summit of mystical sight as lightning dances and thunder crashes with might. The ram's horn resounds, its blast echoes wide, heard throughout the universe, a cosmic tide. There was thunder, lightning, ram's horn. The spiritual realms converge upon the mount, as if a celestial blanket is carefully laid out. Every soul anticipates the imminent decree, eager to receive the words that set them free. Where it says that Hashem spread the upper and lower worlds on top of Mount Sinai like a blanket, basically. So everything was united. So basically, this is hopefully a new way of doing Rambam, and other people can let me know if they want to. They can also contribute, and hopefully we'll make a new book. Hopefully it'll sell a few billion copies in at least one day. So hopefully, see you soon.